What's up and welcome to episode 28 of How Not to Summon a Podcast. I'm Shini Senpai and this week I'm joined by the man who always watches from the closet, Jim.
Yeah, I do.
And that guy who would demolish them cookies, Grayson.
You're damn fucking right.
Nom nom nom.
And this week we are reviewing the anime episode 1 to 6 of Shimoneta.
Fish food.
Food's food, mate.
So let's jump into Shimoneta. So the genre of this, anyone want to take a stab in the dark at what this might be?
Porn.
This is porn.
It's a school/sex comedy.
Those are
all
two
right,
things that should not ever go together. ever.
True.
Do you know what though? Sex comedy. Yeah,
It's definitely a sex comedy. Although, school sex comedy?
That's not normal. That's not
High School of the Dead.
acceptable. No, this is much worse.
This is a lot worse than that. So it was directed by Yuhi Shizuki, and he's done such works as One Punch Man, Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, and Food Wars.
If you guys have actually seen this anime and you're listening to us, Sheeny recommended this one as one of his favourites.
No, I didn't say favourite.
You absolutely said favourites.
One of his favourites.
The word love was used, I believe.
Yeah, I love this show.
It's hilarious.
It is hilarious. But dear God, what did I watch? Even I was like, even this might be going too far.
You were
for
like,
me.
zip.
There's no way he weren't watching this with his pants around his ankles.
Oh, I didn't have any trousers on, did I?
Glass of wine.
Classy.
Fruit juice.
Fruit juice, yeah.
With some panties in there, apparently.
And some gorgonzola.
It's not an evil cheese.
It's not an evil cheese.
So the studio that did this is JC Staff, and again, they did things like Food Wars, they did Date Alive and Toradora, if you've ever seen that. That's actually a normal romance as well, so they've gone completely left field.
Such nice animes, and then they went, do you know what? I'm going to take my pants off for this one. Off we go.
He used to be such a nice boy.
Yeah. You said it used to be such a nice studio, and then look what you've done. Got in with the wrong crowd. Got in with that fucking King's Game crowd, didn't you?
So let's focus on some of the voice actors. So the first person is Tanukachi Okuma, which is played by Josh Grell. Anyone recognise Josh Grell?
Yeah, I recognise the name.
Yeah, he's Armin from Attack on Titan.
Thought so. I thought I could tell
He is
voice.
much better in this than Attack on Titan.
Well, he's not whiny like he was in Attack on
He's
Titan.
pretty
No,
whiny.
he is whiny, but the range that he has in this is infinitely better. Like the voice acting, there was nothing wrong.
Oh, he's just funny.
Nothing wrong in this.
No.
Everything was really good.
Yeah, but it knows what it is. That's why the voice acting was so good. They
Attack on Titan don't know what it is.
It knows what it is.
It's not.
The next person is IMA, and she's voiced by Jamie Marshy. Anyone recognise that? Jim, you should have.
Yeah, I do recognise. I recognise the voice when it came through.
Rhea Scrimmery from High School DxD.
Talking of things I take my pants off for.
Good God.
Is that your body pillow, Rhea?
Oh, it is.
Yeah. He's got a body pillow of Rhea Scrimmery.
I've got one of Diva from Overwatch, so...
He had a body pillow of Rhea
Ah,
Scrimmery.
yeah.
Throw it out. It got too stiff and uncomfortable.
I was going to say it walked out.
UK 2021.
The pillow was that disgusted that it left.
The filth in the UK got too much.
And the next person is Anna, and she's voiced by Monica Rao. That's not much I could find on that apart from Bulma from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, okay.
Related to Mako Tsunami.
Look, Anna in this is an interesting character, shall we say.
Interesting.
Lot of depth.
Depth.
Lot of depth.
Depth to what? The pool she creates?
Lot of moisture.
To the ocean. That's why I said related to Mako Tsunami.
There's a lot of moisture in her body, but we'll come to that.
Moisture.
Can you imagine trying to hydrate being her? Jesus Christ. No wonder she's in the shower all the fucking time. She's like a sponge.
And the last guy I focused on is Gorky, and he is voiced by David Wald. We've had David Wald come on here, not come on the pod, I wish he would.
He's Gargiel.
He's come up
he?
a lot. He is Gargiel, and he was also obviously in that episode of Space Dandy and things like that.
Instantly called it. As soon as I heard his voice, I was like, that's Gargiel from Fairy Tail.
Yeah.
Then. beautiful. He does so well of playing that character.
Oh, he has a lot of range for characters, doesn't he?
Yeah, but that character's very similar to Gajil
Go on.
in attitude in terms of that angry.
Yeah.
Always got a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah,
clueless.
a little bit clueless. Yeah. So let's get into some ratings. Well, a rating. I couldn't find any other ratings, but IMDb rated this a 7.1 out of 10.
Pornhub rated this 8 out of 10.
This aired on TV. I just want to point that out.
Yeah,
This aired on
live
TV.
telly.
I thought 7.1 is quite good for something that is so not serious. Like a 7.1 for something that's just taking the piss constantly. That's not bad.
You know, that
It's
was
not
rated
piss.
by like...
You know that, right? What was
Yeah.
coming out of her panties was not piss.
Yeah, I know it wasn't.
Are you sure?
It was so shiny.
Oh, God. No.
And the texture.
Oh,
What are you doing now with your hand?
I was pulling it apart so you could see how stringy it was.
Glistening in the sun.
just to refer, if anybody doesn't want to listen to this episode... Yeah, you're okay to move on.
You're getting a gym's pass.
You're getting a gym, like, you don't get it very often, but this is a gym pass.
Right, should we jump
Let's
into
jump
episode 1 of Shimoneta?
Yes.
Episode 1 opens...
Punch your mic.
I literally just hit myself in the face with my mic.
That was his genitals.
Episode 1 of Shimoneta opens with what we can see is like a bunch of delinquent teenagers, but they look like grown men, don't they, really?
They're grown men.
Yeah, just like grown men all huddled down in what looks like an abandoned warehouse, and they're just flicking through pages and pages of pornography.
Like it was a junkie's den,
As you do.
but for porn.
Like they're doing
Instead.
something... At this point, we're like, what are they doing? And it's almost
Something
like they're doing
seedy,
something
sordid.
super like on the down
Illegal.
low. Illegal.
Please tell me you've got the dick sizzles.
Literally.
No, we want
I did,
your notes.
I did
verbatim.
write down that he said Dick Sizzler. And then collar went off. So basically they're flicking through the pornography and the guy's like, let's start viewing this Dick Sizzler.
You can't say dick scissor, man.
And the
I said dick sizzler.
because they've said Dick Sizzler, the little collar that they're wearing on their neck starts beeping and going off. It's alerted the authorities as to what they're up to.
As far as I could tell, though, the actual what is their name? What is the name of the squad?
It's the Decency Squad.
Decency Squad. We're already on their way there.
They were on their way there, but I guess that just put the nail in the coffin
Like
for
a
them.
proper SWAT operation, this is, by the way.
Yeah, so
like,
the-
smash through the windows.
So the Decency Squad come flying in to take them all down, take down the delinquents, and they arrest them for crimes of naughty talk. and the punishment for crimes of naughty talk,
Hard labor.
hard labour. And then they burn all the porn.
I mean, no.
And we cut to the opening credits. So the opening credits explain to us what we've just seen is that in the distant future, all sexual language and content has been banned throughout. Is it Japan in
Just
general?
Japan, yeah.
So it's been banned through Japan, and they're being monitored constantly. So all the civilians, they're all monitored.
Through the PM monitoring.
Yeah. So they haven't just got a necklace thing on, like a collar on. They've got a wrist one as well,
Yeah.
and that tracks their hand movements. So you can't even draw naughty pictures. Or
They've only got it on one hand, though. There's no one thing to go, you know what?
they never say
Lefty.
that they don't masturbate, but they say they've forgotten how.
Who forgets how to do it? I'm not being funny, but
It's only natural.
Is it no? Is
You're
it?
getting to a
It's
certain
not
age.
forgetting how to do it. It's forgetting that. No, you lose all urge to do it, I guess, because they've been
bullshit.
they've been
No, you were a
censored.
teenage lad once upon a time, as we all were. You so much as wake up in the morning around 10, 11 years old, and you rub up against your fucking duvet the wrong way. You're like, you know what? That weren't bad.
Grayson's had this happen. hasn't he? See, Grayson was never young. He's Benjamin Button.
So we see that Japan is the most moral country in the entire world at this point.
Moral.
Such irony right there.
Yeah.
The one that produces a school sex comedy is the most moral in the world.
No, they're right.
Then we get the introduction to our first character, which is Okuma. I'm not going to use his other name. I'm just going to use Okuma because
Cool.
it's easier to pronounce. We see Okuma, and we see him sitting there, and it looks like to get into the best schools, you have to pass these, like, they're almost like sex tests. because they talk about like
How does a man and a woman have sex?
Yeah.
Well, they all stand. If they love
face
each other,
a meter apart.
yeah, one balloon's distance, and then they hold hands.
And we see Okuma on the train after he's just passed this test, and he's got into the best school for like decency in Japan. And he's on the train, and he looks to his right, and we see the first time Gorky. He portrays him as like a gorilla.
He looks like a gorilla in this.
He is, and he's sort of standing there giving this weird look to Okuma. Then the woman in front of him accuses him.
You touch my bum bum. Instantly.
The woman in front, even though his hands are up in the air, by the way, holding onto the
Rail thing.
the rail, yeah. The woman in front of him accuses him of touching her bum bum.
Bum bum.
They were the words that were
It's the
used.
words, I know it's
They
the
are-
words.
Look, I don't know about you guys, but this is the first 2 minutes of this other, right?
Literally.
And I literally went, all right, I know what I'm in for in this one. Fair enough.
What were your thoughts?
Don't
going
need
in?
these pants anymore.
You saw the porn bit.
I
You
saw the porn bit.
I mean, we got a Snapchat
I was
from
like,
you.
what is... Yeah, you did. I sent out a Snapchat because it got to like the end of episode 2 and I was just literally like, what the fuck is this entire thing? I gave it a fair shot to normalise itself out and it did not happen.
Oh, you
Not
didn't-
one little bit.
You didn't want it to.
Did you want that to normalise?
Yes!
No, I didn't.
Oh, that would have been so boring if it had
No,
normalised.
There are 2 types of anime fans.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I love the story.
There's a throwback. We
There's
haven't
a
heard that in a
throwback. The story of this was amazing.
Anyway, the woman accusing Gorky of touching her gets pulled off the train by Okuma. So he decides that he's going to take it upon himself to save Gorky because he knows for a fact that he wasn't touching that woman on the train. So he pulls the woman off the train and says that he was the one that did it.
I'm the one that touched your bum bum area, miss. Come with me and let's tell the authorities.
She turns around and is like, you've spoilt my payday. I was going to get some money off of that kid. Off of the kid. What the fuck?
Stealing
What's
the
she gonna
fucking
get
lunch
off of
money.
The kid?
Lunch money, yeah.
Like, she then runs off to the guards to now say that Okuma is the one that's touched her inappropriately in her naughty area, I believe she says.
They come out of fucking nowhere. There's like 50 of them.
Tons of the decency squad come fly. So, is the police just the decency squad now? There's no normal police
I
officers.
guess they're one
I
and the
guess
same
so,
thing,
yeah.
So it's just one law
We
enforcement
don't
that
see
governs
it.
this country.
Well, we do see the police, but we don't actually see them physically. We see
Do we
their
see them in the
cars.
bus bit, like
Yeah,
towards the end?
yeah,
Is
see
that
the
the police or
cars.
is it just the decency squad again?
You don't know.
No.
I mean, they've got the blues and twos, but
Oh, no, they do. There is a difference between the decency squad and the police. I remember seeing a police officer in a police car during the police chase.
Okay. So there is two forces.
So they
here,
are
but
two
It's the
separate
decency
things.
squad that descends upon the train station at this point. But Okuma's saved. Saved by blue snow. Fuck, I love blue snow.
Cock and balls. Fucking instantly.
She is a...
Oh no, it's the sex terrorist.
I was going to say, a bad language terrorist. And she also just wears a bedsheet as well, which is fucking brilliant.
Do you want to just... I noticed you said the bed sheet. You didn't say what else she was wearing.
She
a
wears...
mask. She wears a mask.
Yeah, she's got a mask.
It's just a mask.
It's definitely a mask.
It's a mask, yeah.
It's just a mask.
A frilly mask.
It's a flamboyant mask.
And I believe she tells the decency squad not to take her down because if they do, her bedsheet will come off and she's naked as the day she was born.
Fuck me.
And then she throws loads of dirty pictures. all over
To
the
distract everyone from Okuma, she throws out tons of dirty pictures so that all the men in the train station get distracted.
I don't know
And,
about you guys, but I loved this moment where she actually makes that first initial conversation, and then everybody looks up at her and goes, "Oh no, everybody get away!" And then she says, "Cock and balls," and then everybody goes, "Oh my god!" I was like, it's so fucking over the top, but I love it.
It ends with Okuma getting away, and so does Blue Snow. And we cut to an introduction to, during the opening ceremony of the school year, we see Anna for the first time. And she's this uptight school council president who we find out whose mum is like, she's not the head of this decency program, is she?
She's the wife of the
She's the wife of
prime minister. I
the
believe.
governor who has enforced these laws.
Yeah.
But she
I think
seems
it's
to
the
take
prime
it upon
minister.
herself. Is it?
I
Yeah, I
think
think
it's the
so,
prime
yeah.
minister.
Right, so and she's taken it upon herself to. There must be a story there somewhere that they don't touch upon, by the way, as to why she's
About
the
the only
way
fucking
she
thing
is.
they don't touch.
They
I was going to say something like that.
And then we cut to them in the classroom, and we get our first look at Hyoka, who pops up between Okuma's legs.
I love this character. This character's amazing.
Hyoka, the sex-crazed scientist.
Can you tell me where babies come from? And be as specific as you possibly can. And if you can't tell me, then show me. I was like, what?
Word for word.
Word for word.
He has memorized this.
Oh, it's so good.
I only watched this twice.
I only watched it 7 times. Don't worry about it.
She wishes to know the true meaning of reproduction. That's what she wants to know. Because nobody knows how it works. Apart from Okuma.
Apparently this guy does.
Yeah, well, Okuma does because of his father, that we find out. Because his father's a terrorist.
Sex terrorist.
A sex terrorist. There's a story there as well, by the way. There must be. Because they touch upon it like throughout the series.
Episode 12.
It's
It's like a big thing with one of his dad's mates.
I was going to say, they say he was like set up or something like that, but they never then go and delve into that any further.
So this anime goes straight for Smut Central. But actually, like I said, the story. There's so many storylines that they could have done in this.
Could have. I was going to say, yeah.
Could
I
have
was gonna
done.
say-
They could have followed this on for seasons.
There
Unfortunately,
is-
I think
there is
they
no
imagine got pulled away and put in prison for this.
There is no story, and I don't think there's any intention of a season 2.
Oh, I wish there was a season 2.
No, you don't.
Oh, I do.
Just go back to watching your hentai.
What's the point?
He likes the tease, but not the full.
Hentai for
What do you mean the tease? This thing goes basically 99% of the way.
Almost, yeah. No, yeah, fair.
So you're into hentai, he's in hentai for the plot.
Story. The juicy story of will he get the
Yeah,
job
that's
or
a
won't
Don't
he?
talk about
It's a nice
juicy.
pair of tits, but
Don't talk about juiciness.
tell me about your dreams.
Will she get the promotion after it?
I'm hoping that's not the only raise she gets.
Carry on. 2 types of anime fans,
Next,
right?
Stealing my lines, bitch.
Oh, well.
the next scene is the introduction to Ayame. Did anyone instantly realise that Ayame was Blue Snow?
100%.
Instantly,
The
yeah.
voice
It's just
was the same.
The lack of
the hair.
disguise.
The fact that the only thing over her face to disguise her face was just a pair of underwear and you could see her face.
Panties.
Panties.
Underwear.
Clean panties as well.
Oh, yes,
that's
That out.
remember
right.
that.
Make sure
There is a
there's a
separation
there's definitely a distinction on that one.
And we find out that Ayame is the vice president of the student council.
there. Is this just a sexy footloose? With sex instead of dancing?
No,
It is.
it?
By George, I think he's right.
Fucking is!
Think about
It's the
it.
head of the church
Yeah.
who
Head of the
then
government.
becomes like a dancer because dancing and music has been outlawed in this town.
But this is not dancing.
But
This
they've
is...
just replaced dancing with sex. It's sexy footloose.
Oh, dear God.
Sexy footloose.
The only thing is they need to make a movie of this one.
That needs to be on the poster.
Yeah, sexy footloose.
Shimoneta, sexy footloose. Also on the student council is Gorky, and he's the treasurer of the student council, I believe.
He's
I
the
think-
gorilla
I think
of the
that's
council.
His job.
Is that his job? I thought he just stood there and agreed.
Well, they touch upon him being in love with Anna,
Later.
but then that soon disappears and
Yeah.
dissolves into
Anyway,
something
carry on.
else.
That happens much later.
Anna describes that Blue Snow is specifically targeting their school.
And they think that she lives there or is at this school.
Yeah, they believe that Blue Snow must be a student at the school, and the morality of the school has been dropping dramatically ever since Blue Snow turned up, and it's just dragging down the school's reputation.
And the city. They talk about that the city was actually the most morally...
Yeah, the whole thing is
Okay.
just being dragged down because of one terrorist.
Person.
Well, there's more terrorist organisations, but we'll find out about that
Yeah.
later. Then we cut to Ayame, who's decided to pull Okuma to the cafe. Don't. The look he just gave me then when I said pull Okuma. Don't shrug.
2 types of fans. This is going to be that episode, isn't it?
And Ayame drops the big reveal that she is
Oh,
indeed.
she doesn't drop and reveal anything.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck me.
She drops the reveal.
Welcome to the Sheeny fanfiction.
Ayame is Blue Snow,
You wrote this, didn't you?
and she. This is
Well, this anime, yeah.
I've got credits at the bottom.
He didn't want to do it because it's a fucking episode.
Dreamt up by Sheeny Senpai.
This is promotion work.
IMA talks about the fact that Okuma's dad is a notorious dirty joke terrorist and that he is currently locked away in prison because he did something that we don't know and we never find out.
We never find out.
He did something bad, and we get a clip later on of him on the steps of some sort of parliamentary building.
Dirty pants forever. Love it. Dirty jokes
Why is everyone
forever.
obsessed with dirty pants in this?
Well, they're not.
And they're not.
Socks likes clean pants.
Yeah.
On their face
Yeah.
as masks.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're going to put them on, you'd rather have them clean.
You're fucking damn right, yeah.
Don't look at me.
No one wears pants.
I was
on
waiting
their
for him to say,
head. You only
I
wear
don't know.
bras on your head. You don't wear pants on your head. Pants is
Bras
weird.
on your head.
Yeah, like in Weird Science.
Yeah, but you just look like a bunny rabbit.
A booby rabbit.
Booby rabbit. There we go.
So IMA asks Okuma to help her create an organization called SOX, S-O-X.
Also, the O looks like a butthole.
Word for word. No notes, nothing.
Don't need them.
It's ingrained in
Committed
your
to
brain.
memory.
I'm starting to think we've got the someone who wrote the plot and someone that wrote the script.
I mean, yeah. I could write this
It's the
script.
fact he knows word for word.
Word for word.
IMA is able to say what the fuck she likes because she has this flip phone that disables her collars for 3 minutes at a time.
Now, is this a 3 minute hole or whenever the phone's open?
Now, look,
No,
she
3 minutes
says
through the
that this
day.
is 3 minutes throughout the day. She
So she
gets
can turn
a
it
window
on and
of
off.
3 minutes throughout the day. But she seems to swear a lot every day, and it seems like it's longer than 3 minutes.
It's a loose 3.
Yeah.
No, I'm leaving that one alone.
Okuma is adamant that his dad was framed by the government as well. He says to IMA that he was set up, and I think there's a hint there that he believes he was set up by the Prime Minister or Anna's dad.
I thought that was Aime. She said that my father was set up because apparently he got in trouble for doing something with somebody underage, but that was cheated by the government.
That was what happened to IMA's dad,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then she got gifted that phone, didn't she?
That was his parting gift to her, I believe.
Now you'll be able to tell dirty jokes until your heart's content.
For 3 minutes.
For 3 minutes a day.
Loosely.
Very loosely.
So Ayami decides that she's going to bribe Okuma to join SOX because he's adamant that he doesn't want to. And the way she does this is she promises that because she's Anna's bestie, she'll be able to get Okuma in with Anna and set them up together.
It's the fact that you've got these two contrasting pieces. So both of them had fathers that got taken down by the government due to dirty jokes, and
Is he giving this plot?
He is.
it is plot though.
This
There is good plot in
No,
this.
when you said you were going to go deep with this, I didn't think it was this direction.
No, it's just more of the fact that they actually do have a serious conversation at this point, where it's just like she wants to have him join because of what happened with his father, but he doesn't want to join because of what happened with his father. Do you get what I mean? Like both of them gone two ways of the same coin.
He's trying to be too prudish.
Yeah, he's trying to
way.
become what society wants him to become.
I think he's only doing it for Anna.
Oh, yeah, he even says that. He says that the only reason I'm here is for Anna.
But he finds that the fact that she's so prudish is attractive.
But he does say it's on a professionally kind of level.
But it's
not-
because she's
it's not
so
love
innocent
interest.
that he seems to be attracted.
Well, that lasts long, doesn't it?
He scratches his head, looks off in the distance.
Remembering the good times.
The best of times.
Things can only get better.
We cut to Okuma back in the school.
PTSD, isn't it? But
It
these
is.
panties.
Look, we cut away from the cafe, and eventually Okuma ends up waking up in a lab.
Can we just have a quick mention for the waiter inside the cafe? And
yeah,
the
shout
cafe.
out to the
Alfred.
waiter.
Because I love
Yeah.
that it is Alfred basically.
Alfred.
It's the fact that he's like, help, she's a dirty joke terrorist, and he's like, yes, I'm well aware. Thank you very much.
Carries on cleaning his glass.
Would you like a drink, sir?
This guy's brilliant. He must have had some sort of fucking story as
He
well.
has a story. All of them have a story.
They just choose to play on the sex side of
They
things
use the
rather than
plot
the story
instead
side
of this plot. They use a different type of plot.
Anyway, Okuma ends up waking up in a lab because he's been drugged by Hyoka. And she shows him her flies.
Having sex.
No.
Body melding, sorry.
Body melding flies.
Let's get it on.
Who she's using as research material to study what reproduction is.
Anybody want to talk about the fact that she
No,
gasses him?
I don't want to talk about it.
The fact that she gasses him, ties him up, and he says, "What is it with all the girls in this school and rope?"
Word for word.
Word for word.
She touches upon the fact that everybody in the school and pretty much in the whole of Japan, they have no idea about sex at all and about reproduction or anything like that because it's been censored for so long now that people have just forgot what it is and how to do it. They've not even had impulses, which is weird.
Yeah, that's biological.
Yeah.
That is ingrained into the human body.
It's not until later that they obviously get these impulses, but they've not even had impulses, which is crazy.
That's an animalistic urge.
I don't know.
No, it's crazy.
Surely the only way you'd get rid of impulses is by using chemicals or drugs on
you'd
people.
suppress
You
them.
wouldn't be able to suppress that thing by
Psychological.
just cutting out
Maybe
pornography.
psychological. You could probably do it psychologically.
No, I don't
Make it
give
a taboo.
shit. You can leave.
Problem is, everybody has an imagination.
Yeah, you can
So,
leave a lad
no matter
in a
what,
fucking room by himself from the age of fucking 0 to 12. He's discovering jerking off.
I haven't.
He would use anything in that room.
Yeah.
As
if it's got,
a
if it's got a
reference.
hole,
It's
it's going in it. Don't act like you didn't fuck the fucking
was
sleeve
he-
of your favourite jacket.
What? No.
he put two pillows together.
Oh, I see. I see.
None of this. None of this.
I told you the body pillow walked away.
It was in a sock between the cushions on the sofa, yeah?
And it waddled away. See, you've lost your fucking plot, haven't you?
What plot?
There is so much fucking plot in this.
More than
I
that
could
time.
get fucking angry over this. This is actually a really good anime. It just decides to go
A brilliant way.
a brilliant way. It decides to make
look,
itself moral.
You're not
Think
going to
Attack
find
on
another.
Titan's good.
You're not going to find another one quite like this.
Certainly not.
You're not.
No, not being aired anyway. Fucking.
Well, not on
maybe
a
on
normal
X videos or
platform.
fucking.
Okama leaves the conversation with Hyoka and he ends up back with Ayame. And they discuss the plan that she wants to dirty up the assembly that they're going to have. She's going to find some way to terrorize it so that, I don't know, people get an introduction to dirty stuff.
And what does she do?
We should probably say
So what she decides to do is she hacks into the surveillance or the camera system or something like that.
The screen.
they do
Yeah,
like
the big screen in the assembly, and she
The
shows
Jumbotron.
the flies having sex to all the students.
Yeah.
it's the triple bluff, by the way. So
It is,
they
yeah.
literally do a full-on triple bluff in this. So not only does she drop dirty pictures, and they go, "Oh, this must be a distraction," and then they're like, "Oh no, Blue Snow's out on the playground," which is a second
Yeah,
bluff.
he's Ayame's dressed up with pants on his head.
He does this a lot.
With a wig.
Okama, sorry.
He is in women's clothing.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot.
He loves it.
He fucking loves it.
Jim loves it. He's out there painting on the football field. She's throwing dirty pictures. Then she's put the flies melding on the screen. All the students start getting tingly sensations from looking at the pictures and watching the flies body meld.
I love this bit.
Why?
I don't
It's
give
so
a shit.
funny.
No flies fucking on Channel 11 is gonna get any ladder out.
Have you been suppressed for like this amount of time?
We just said
My wife.
anything.
Not your proudest. Not your proudest one.
But counts none the least.
Climax is a climax is a climax, alright?
I love the fact that they do this by like having volcanoes erupt, explosions, an entire team.
Is this supposed to be them jizzing in their pants?
It is. It is.
Yeah.
100% is supposed to be
he
them.
references the
having
fact that that is actually on the screen as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The volcano and stuff is part of the Fly fucking movie.
I didn't think it is.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. 'cause
I don't
he-
think it
He
is.
says the volcano exploding was a nice touch.
Oh,
okay.
I missed that.
Oh, that's funny.
I just thought that was just a representation.
I just thought it was a
How does she know
representation
what
of
it
what's
looks like?
going on. That's true.
The episode ends with everybody running
That's a
out.
plot hole.
There's a lot of holes.
There you go, Jim. Put your finger in that one.
I will. I'll fill that in a minute. Don't you worry.
The episode ends with everybody rushing out to the football field where Okuma has...
Drawn a vagina.
Well,
But it's not a vagina.
It's not a vagina.
An all-powerful,
no, it's the symbol for a nuclear plant.
an unstoppable force.
Yeah. That's it.
It's a
And,
vagina.
and that's the end of episode 1. Before I jump into episode 2, how are we feeling about
Oh, I love it.
your first episode into Shimoneta?
Pants flew off already.
It's not okay.
It's
not
amazing.
okay.
This is an amazing anime already.
Not okay.
I would like to also reference that he's
But
not
did you
doing
wanna watch
this.
more?
Oh, yeah.
No.
I was already up to episode
didn't?
4.
No.
But didn't it get better?
Oh, it got better.
Well-
Got better,
discuss.
but my God, fuck me.
But
It got worse, but better.
it got better.
They stuck to their guns, let me tell you.
And that's all I wanted. That's
They went,
all I wanted.
they went, do you know what? I think this needs more smut. Let's double down on it. Fire up the second burn as a smut.
So,
Also, can we just talk about in that one? We didn't say why Okuma actually joined her. He didn't join her because he wanted to
Well,
join her.
half of it
She
is to get with Anna.
yeah, half of it, but also she kind of forced him to do it, didn't she?
in a way, yeah.
Well, she did. She was
She-
like,
she does- I was
I've
gonna
got
say
the
she
rope
threatens
from the
him.
first bit.
Yeah.
Oh, with his DNA or
Yeah.
something on it.
Yeah. So she kind of threatens him and then kind of uses Anna as a
So he's as a sweetener.
sweetener, yeah.
But at the moment, we can say that Okuma's forced into doing it.
At the
He
minute,
doesn't want to do it. He's just
Until
doing it.
he defines when he's running around the racetrack at the end of episode 1 that
He gets a tingle in his
he's-
pants.
that he's absolutely loving it. And then we go into episode 2. And we open with Okuma and Ayami back in the cafe. We're going to be back in this cafe quite often.
I've got a bit of a problem with this episode. Off we go. We can talk about it when we get to the whole plot of this one.
Did you notice the name of the cafe?
No.
It was so close to just being fellatio.
It was.
Ah, okay.
So close.
It
It's
was
fellatio. I think they put an S instead of a T.
Yeah.
Fellatio.
Yeah.
Fellatio,
So
yeah.
it sounds like an Italian
Yeah,
cafe.
fellatio.
It's not. Let me tell you, it's not.
They're discussing the fact that he drew the wrong symbol on the field and everything like that. Then we cut back to the student council room, and Anna is discussing everything that happened during the assembly, and she wonders why Blue Snow chose to play a video of flies wrestling on the screen. So pure innocence coming from this character so far.
For now. For now.
She's purely just good at the minute. And then we get this weird flashback from Okuma where he's in the bathroom with his dad.
What is going on in this scene?
Yeah, right. Fuck me, I questioned this.
Like, this is the only
It's
bit
not
that I
okay.
was like,
It's not okay.
So he's quite old in this scene. What is
Old?
he? What is it?
like 6.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Old enough that...
5 or 6, yeah.
So his dad's standing in front of him and he's waving
Comedy with his willy.
waving
should
his
we
dick
say that?
around and helicoptering
Making
and...
shapes
So-
and stuff with it, yeah.
The first bit we get is them getting out of the bath after doing a countdown of 10 seconds, slapping their balls and that with a towel.
Yes.
We see them both doing
Why are
that.
you looking off into the distance?
he's like,
That's just a bit aggressive.
Is that not normal?
That's just a bit aggressive on the old testes.
it is a bit aggressive. That's how Sheeny dries his, though.
Air dries.
And then literally he's like, let me show you something, son. And that's all you need to know. Like, if you see the anime, you know what we're on about.
Look, it's a weird flashback, and we'll leave it there.
I think
Emphasis
it's...
on the flash.
Okuma then describes after his dad got arrested, he became recluse. Everyone shut him out. And because of who his dad was, nobody wanted to be near him because they thought he was just bad.
He's a 6-year-old kid,
I know,
by the way.
but his dad had already shown him so much in more
Literally.
ways than one
Literally.
that people believe that like he'd rubbed off on him.
Oh, for God's sake. It's not okay. It's not okay.
These words are purely coincidence.
Choice of words, Sheeny.
Coincidence, my ass. Influenced him.
Yes.
He's crossed out a word and put in a new word in that place.
What's the
by
word
the
you
way.
I didn't even
out.
write that down. I did off the cuff.
Oh, for God's
Off the plot that he's done.
We find out that Anna was the only person who befriended him when everyone else wouldn't want anything to do with it. Well, they say befriended. It looks like she just spoke to him a little bit and that was it, because she doesn't even remember who he is.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of her going, hi, and that's it.
She
And
does
he's
a
like-
normal kid thing and goes up to another kid and is just like, hey, want to play for a bit. That's it.
and he goes, oh my God, this person, thank goodness. He's got problems.
Then we go into phase 2 of Blue Snow's plan.
What is this for?
The-
What is this entire bit for? This entire episode's plot for what they're going to do.
And then all of a sudden they're like, phase 2, Dirty Mags.
Plot.
No, this is the fucking steal and piss episode.
Oh, it is a stealing piss.
This is the steal and piss
Because
episode.
they're trying to mix proteins into
So, no,
students' piss.
yeah. First things first, Okuma goes looking for these dirty magazines because Blue Snow, or IMA, has their location. She's found the location of some hidden magazines. So he goes looking for them because all mags were banned and destroyed. We also find out that like all digital material has obviously disappeared.
So it was like a gradual process where they destroyed everything that was like physical copies, and they were like, you can still watch it online and that.
And then phased all that out.
And then went, oh, maybe not everything that's online. Oh, we're also going to regulate everything online. Currently happening at the moment.
James is worried that
Look,
all dirty material is going to disappear.
not if I can help it.
Up hard drive, Jim.
Wait,
Dark web.
then they hacked into everybody's personal hard drives and deleted all of their personal
They
stuff
did,
as well.
and they monitored all media that you were using as well.
Yep.
So they used the collars and the. So then these people accepted the use of these collars, and well, they had no choice, I guess. You don't have a choice. It was law that you had to wear this collar and this.
I thought this was set in Japan, not China.
I mean, it could be here.
It could be. I was gonna say it could be.
Could be anywhere.
Like
We're getting there, yeah.
We're getting there.
you know, but they monitor everything that people do, even down to the T of their hand movements, so they can't draw dirty stuff. They literally cut
I
all
don't
that
think
out.
that's why they're monitoring their hand
No,
movement.
they say they mention masturbation, and they don't say that they stop people from doing it, but they regulate the amount of times that you did it, so they could monitor how many times you do it.
No, I thought that was the new thing that they were bringing in.
No, the new
I
thing,
thought that was a new thing.
The new thing was a chastity belt where you just couldn't do anything.
You couldn't get to your bits.
You couldn't even touch your bits. How are they reproducing?
How are
Was
they
it-
pissing?
Was it
Fran asked this question. I
artificial
didn't have an
insemination,
answer.
I guess?
I'm guessing that, yeah, it'll be... They'll probably, like, knock them out and take it that way.
Knock
Or
them
is,
out.
is it
No
like
one
is it like a
knows.
dairy farm?
You just go get
Or a
milk.
Handmaid's Tale?
I'm fucking living on that dairy farm.
They give you a magazine, they stick it
Milk
on.
me!
Moo, motherfucker. Let's go. Grayson's already okay with this.
This cow's weird.
Sheeny's
It's only
already...
You know that meme? I've got nothing left. Okay.
First we hydrate, then we procreate.
Shout out to TikTok.
Shout out to TikTok.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Where was I?
I don't know. Mooing.
Okuma finds the dirty mags and he starts hiding them all around the school in the places that they believe the students can get to, but the teachers can't. Don't know how you do that, but I
Later
guess
on we see him burying them a bit.
just half out of the
Does this
ground.
explain the porno you find in the woods?
You find porn in the woods?
We've all found porn in the woods.
No.
This is a worldwide phenomenon.
No.
It's a worldwide phenomenon.
I see.
Always porn in the
Grayson's been treasure hunting.
Does a man wank in the woods?
Then his tree falls down. We're in South Lynn. Go to the scout park and have a look around.
Really?
I guarantee you.
But if a man wanks in the woods and nobody's there to hear, is he really wanking in
He's
the woods?
still monitored.
Does the PM monitor still work? Dear Lord. Carry on.
In walks Hyoka again, and she speaks to Okuma about
Nice
the
segue.
fact that she knows for a fact that the flies that were seen on the screen were hers because she recognised the male fly's penis, and
She didn't say penis though, did she?
yeah,
It
She
confirmed.
She started to say penis. didn't
Cucumber.
she? And then changed it to cucumber.
yes, and she also recognised the female fly's orgasm sound.
Also, that it slotted in perfectly to the hole that it was supposed to do. Anybody? Like, there was so much in this. Like,
This entire show is that. We can't point out every single fucking time it does it.
oh, we can.
So we cut back to the student council, and words got out about the dirty magazine and pictures that are being found all over the school. And one of them was
It's
found
literally-
by Anna, and she decided to put it on the wall because she thought it was a nice picture, and she didn't realise it's a woman
Giving a tit wank.
With a mushroom
With a-
between
with a
her
Giving a
boobies.
tit wank. Let's not fucking...
and licking the tip
We're all
of the mushroom.
adults here.
Are we? Considering what we've just been talking about, moo.
This is also when we find out that Anna's mum is the president of the PTA and the wife of the what we think is the prime minister who brought in all the decency laws.
Does anybody get flashbacks from South Park the movie here? The PTA have become so strong that they're now in league with the government. Literally, that is exactly
It
the
is
same.
it is an episode,
That's
isn't
exactly the
And
same
now
from South
say-
Park the movie.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Yeah?
And now say big floppy donkey cock. No.
It's exactly that.
Pillow.
Really?
And she wants to introduce a new law to monitor everything and to force everybody to wear chastity belts.
So, I believe, because I I tried to keep on top of that piece of this plot, stop it. I believe that the younger ages, below the age of like 16, are not monitored fully like all of adults are. So adults are monitored for hand movements, gestures,
This is to
anything
stop
they say.
masturbation altogether.
Yeah,
And any possibility. Well, nobody's going to be able to get as far as having sex because the collars and whatnot are going to set you off anyway for
Yeah.
what you're doing. But this is to eliminate actual solo masturbation, I guess.
I thought it was everything. So even if you have
in general.
like you see something that you find
How you
sexually
getting an
attractive,
erection in that metal fucking.
You're not.
You're not.
Have
Yeah.
you seen fucking Men in Tights? Please tell me you've seen
That-
Robin Hood Men in
Is that a
Tights.
film?
It's not a
Robin
movie.
Hood Men in
Oh.
Tights. It's such a good movie.
Thought
Jim's
it was
not on
something
about
else.
the movie.
No, I thought it was something else. Men in Tights in the woods. We're back to the woods again. James brought it full round. He's brought it full round. So we find out the school physicals are coming up. And there's a plan with the school physicals.
It's the eye
So
test.
IMA wants to
Steal the men's piss.
steal pee samples from all the boys and add protein to it because when it's tested, that will show that the boys are jerking it loads.
I mean, I don't know how that's
that a
supposed to
thing?
change things. What is that supposed to achieve?
I don't know. Is it a fuck you to the government?
What?
To say that no matter what you're doing,
People are
all
still
these
jerking
young
it.
lads are still jerking it a lot.
Maybe that's the plot there. But I mean, I'm fishing for a plot at the moment on this episode.
Yeah, they also go for a vision test as well. That's part of the physical.
And they've got to say some dirty words.
So Okuma decided.
It's a vagine. Do you know what, right? I saw that bit and Natasha looked straight at me and went, that's what we normally call that. Anyway, I'm just like, vagine.
Yeah.
Jean.
It's a posher way of saying it.
Okuma dresses up as a nurse in women's underwear.
Again.
And everything again. He just goes along with this, by the way. He could wear anything, and he chooses to wear these outfits, and he gets a rush from it.
No judgment. Love it.
No kink shaming here.
It's funny.
But this is another moment where they try and double bluff again. And so IMA runs to the student council and tells them that Blue Snow is going to steal the pee of all the boys and add protein to it.
No, I thought it was the eye tests.
No,
So she says,
no, she tells them about the pee plan to distract them away from the eye tests. So then all the students go into the eye test room,
hello, students, it's me, Blue Snow. Why?
and Okuma is attempting to educate them on sex. Specifically the words of, what is it? It's like when a man puts his penis inside a vagina or something like that.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all
Pretty
he was
much.
trying to get
That's all
them
he's
to
trying
say.
to get them to say.
Vagine. Yeah,
Vagine.
because he never gets to finish the
Yeah.
sentence.
It's the posh way.
Also, may I add, they all go, oh no, it's Blue Snow. And then she's like, remember the flies? And they're like, oh, hold on a minute. It's like, what?
He convinces the kids, he's like, don't you want to learn about sex? And they're all like, all right, maybe we'll stay and listen and see. Let's hear this guy out or girl out.
It's actually in this episode as well where he is still not sure he wants to be part of the plan, is he? And then he goes into the toilet because he's been tied up, hasn't he, by seaweed girl. They call her seaweed girl. The scientist one.
Hyoka.
He runs off into the bathroom, and then he's all the boys talking just about sex, don't he?
Yes.
He hears them saying like, "Oh, I've heard if so and so touches their cucumber like this, then it'll drop off." And it's like that is what they say.
Yeah, they do,
and then
yeah.
he's like, "Actually, I think that she has a point that
They need to be educated.
they need to be educated because they have no clue what they're actually on about."
So Gorke and Anna realise that it's a trap by Blue Snow, and
It's a trap.
It's and they decide they run in and they bust Okuma during the eye exam just before he finishes the vagine. He just
Lucky now.
Rhea becomes
Just gotta finish the vision thing.
superhuman. By the way, she
Yeah,
becomes
so-
fucking superhuman.
Anna is superhuman
Oh,
throughout
no,
this
there
whole
we go.
thing. She's like some sort of like
Terminator.
yeah.
A sexy Terminator.
That's the new Terminator movie right there.
But that ain't lava. But it definitely get the thumbs up.
So Okuma escapes. Well, he tries to get away from Anna, and he ends up eventually getting onto the rooftop. And he's hiding on the rooftop, and Anna's just about to find him on the roof.
Smashes the fucking door off its hinges and chucks
Yep.
it off the roof. What the fuck is this woman made of?
But IMA, dressed as Blue Snow, saves the day by stealing the boy's pee in the end. So it was a double bluff. She steals the pee, distracts Anna, who then ends up running back from the rooftop. The episode ends with Okuma taking off the panties from his head, thinking that he's safe, when across the roof, on another roof, there's a girl standing there
Painting.
And,
And goes, oh, isn't this an interesting development?
and the episode ends. And we're on to episode 3. It just gets juicier.
I love it.
It gets juicier from
We're
here.
not even at the good bits yet.
Good bits.
The best bits.
It opens with Anna and the student council, and they are discussing what Blue Snow was trying to achieve during the eye test. They've got no idea. They don't know what he was trying to spell out. They don't even know what a vagine is.
They ask him, what was he trying to spell? Come on, spit it out. You know exactly what it's on about.
Well,
So he's like,
Gorke says this a lot.
yeah, and then they do it. They actually say the full word, but they do it in a way that's admissible on TV.
Well, they say vagine, and,
and
then Anna says,
yeah, see? And we'll never know what it was. And I was like, well, that's one way of getting around the block on censorship like that on telly. 100% is, by the way. That's all they're trying to do is get around that.
Do you think, I mean, they say a lot of swear words anyway, so what difference does it make? Saying?
I would imagine in Japan you probably still can't say that sort of stuff on TV.
Oh, I bet you. This show does a Blink-182 song. I put this in the group chat, and if you didn't spot it, I think it might be in this episode or the next one where
I thought you
she
said
says,
episode 2 or
shit,
3.
piss, fuck, cunt, cock, suck a motherfucker.
Yeah, she does say that at
Yeah,
some
she
point.
does say
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
at one point.
you can say vagina.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Family Reunion, by the way, if you want to go listen to that song.
Or maybe you're only allowed to say a certain amount of naughty words.
What, there's a counter?
There is on telly.
You're not allowed to say any.
There is in the UK.
You can't say any.
Yeah, we have a watershed.
I have a problem with this whole like nobody can say a naughty word because later on somebody says it later on, and I
they?
was like they shouldn't be able to do that. They've got the monitors on, but
right.
we'll come to that.
Another plot hole.
But we get an
Show is
introduction
full of
to
holes.
we get an introduction to Otome, and we see her walk out on stage. We instantly recognise her as the girl from the rooftop from the previous episode. She walks out onto stage. She's some sort of famous artist, and she's won an art award. And she stands there and she rips it up.
the main character's like, oh, that's a beautiful painting right there. She comes straight on the stage, knocks it out, knocks the award out of that guy's hand, like fucking
tears
nerd,
it-
and then tears it up.
She tears it up, and she's angry for some reason. We're not sure why.
But she glances at him and she goes past, doesn't she? As she storms off the stage, she glances at him.
So she's Otome is voiced by Brittany Kabuski, Wendy from Fairy Tale.
I could tell. Quite a few of these are from the same animes again.
We get this all the time. It's not. There's no point in mentioning it anymore. You're gonna get 2 or 3 people in an anime that have worked together on another anime. It's just a thing that happens. We also see something's up with Anna. She's not quite right. She's acting weird. She's acting skittish.
Yeah, because she goes up to her locker, doesn't she, at this point?
And she's got some sort of look of horror on her face when she opens it.
Because there's some sort of letter or something in there.
Yeah.
And we find out she's got a stalker, don't
Do
we?
we find out who this is?
Yeah.
We
do in this
It's
episode.
multiple people in the end,
Yeah.
isn't it? But we'll come to that. So Okuma gets chained up by Otome in the next scene. It comes out of nowhere.
What is it, these people on rope?
So, so she chains him up. She takes him to the art room and tells him that he's going to be her pet. That's exactly what she says.
Yeah, I know.
This school allows this.
Yeah. It's not dirty.
She is dragging him out of the middle of a classroom.
It's
She
not
She
naughty.
mounts him.
Big AP boys there.
Yeah, she.
Where are
Yeah, but
the
he's-
teachers?
He is crazy innocent, like ridiculously so. Gorky, he just doesn't know anything about any. Yeah, he literally acts ridiculously innocent. Well, we'll come to that. That's a comfort thing,
A comfort.
not a sex thing. Otama tells Okuma that she's got some sort of art block and she can't work past it because she's so infatuated with someone. Who knew who she was infatuated with at this point?
I mean, at this point, everybody's infatuated with this said person, so
My guess was Anna, and obviously I was proven right. But that nothing actually comes of that in the end.
It just disappears.
It really does. It literally vanishes.
You
This
think
is some
she'd
sort
get
of massive.
pissed off or something because
Okuma's into her?
Yeah.
like the hatred of Aime as well.
Yeah, so she hates Ayame because she's best friends with Anna.
Anna.
It's weird. It doesn't make sense. Okuma describes what has happened with Otome to Ayame in the next scene, and she tells him that it's probably a good idea that we get Otome on board because she can draw us dirty pictures, even though we know you can't draw dirty pictures.
Oh, she can draw him some other way.
It's got a skillful
Maybe with
mouth.
her mouth, or maybe what's down below.
Word for word.
Literally.
Word for word.
Do you know what else she says in this scene?
Go on.
She turns around to Okuma and goes, "We all know you want to put your custard cannon in her glazed donut."
I love it. Such different meanings for exactly the same thing. Writers had to make this, by the way.
Custard cannon,
Oh, God,
glazed donut.
it's not the best one. A purple-headed yogurt slinger is the best one.
Season 2.
I've been saying that one for years. It's the best way to describe it. It's my purple-headed yogurt slinger.
Shouldn't be purple.
It is when you put an elastic band around it.
Oh, come on.
It's called a cock ring, and it's normal.
It's only natural.
Ayame tells Okuma that the reason Anna's so off at the minute is she has a stalker. And we see her open up a locker and there's like tons of letters fall out and they're all creepy. I thought this was Otome
Me too.
sending Anna letters. I think that was the point. I think you were supposed to believe that Otome's obsession had gone a bit far.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be a misdirect.
But there's no payoff at the end because
No.
the people who it is just nobody anyway. But yeah. Then there's the moment with Otome and Okuma where they're about to say each other's crush. And then Okuma gets a text message just as they're about to say it. And Otome says it's Anna. And that's when we get the confirmation that she's into Anna. And he decides that he can't tell Otome that he's into Anna as well because it won't go down well. So he says he's into Ayame. It's a lead into, I think, his true feelings anyway.
Sheeny's trying to bring a romance to this story.
Is he? I mean, he is eventually.
100% by the
yeah.
end of it.
Like but
Episode 11,
I think
yeah.
this is our first little. Well, maybe. And you see it because he's having fun with her constantly.
Yup.
We cut back to the student council room and they're discussing Anna's stalker. And Gorke fully believes that Okuma is the stalker because of his dad and his past and everything like that. He's fully against Okuma.
For now. But I don't understand. Like, even they turn around to him and go, "You've already checked him out."
Yep.
Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And has basically said that there's nothing. You've already seen that there's nothing wrong with this guy, so just leave him alone. But we sort of get from the next bit from IMA where she says about.
Well, she's on the roof with Okuma in the next bit, and they're discussing the whole stalker situation, and he tells her that Otome is into Anna. And she's like, well, that's it. It's Otome. She's the stalker. She has to be the stalker. IMA devises a plan that she's going to go on a date with Anna to lure the stalker out to, I don't know, get them jealous. Why does Otome then shave Okuma?
Because then he dresses up as a girl again
Yep.
Yeah, but
for reasons.
Yep.
For reasons.
Yep.
For reasons.
I just didn't get it. She shaves all the inside of his thighs and everything, and I
Because he's
was.
wearing a dress. What's not to get? It's perfectly.
But he
normal.
hides in a fucking bush anyway.
Yep.
So what's the point in being dressed as a?
He just likes dressing up in ladies' clothing, obviously.
Look, I'm following it so far, but the need to shave him was not necessary.
Oh.
Otome freaks out when she finds out that Anna's going on a date. It makes her really jealous and everything like that. She decides that she's going to drag Okuma along, and they're going to go and watch the date. Is this not a sign to Okuma then that Otome isn't the stalker?
Not yet, because she might be just bringing him along for a cover for her.
Yeah, I guess so. And I guess if you like, a stalker wouldn't show themselves, so they would just hide in a bush. Yeah, I get that. They're hiding in the bush, and Gorke turns up and catches them in the bush. He, for a brief second, he like gets an attraction to Okuma, dressed as a woman.
Why are you dressed as a woman? Literally that same reason.
God.
Sparkles around him and everything, and then that's it.
This show.
Then, as they're distracted having their discussion, the real stalker comes sprinting out of nowhere with a giant rock in his hand and goes to attack Ayame, who's with Anna on the bench. Ayame then nutshots the guy into next week. And what is it, right, with animes and these horrendously huge leg nutshots?
You mean the field goal kick?
Yeah.
Fuck me, it's horrendous.
We got that in I Want to Eat Your Pancreas
We did.
as well. Like, we get this in so many animes. Like, that's the go-to.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the way to take down
If you're
people.
gonna do it properly.
It's the way to take down a guy by the looks of it.
Just when they think they've taken the stalker down, more stalkers, they all come running out of nowhere. Or two, is it two?
Two more.
Two more come running out of nowhere. Okuma,
Punches one and then punches the other.
he bursts into action.
but gets smacked over the head.
But when he dives in to save Anna and Ayame from this stalker, as he's flying through the air, he questions who was he actually more worried about in saving. He's like, was I actually trying to save Ayame? Or...
Too late, you've been smacked over the head.
And then, he gets whacked in the back of the head by a rock. Does the classic anime fall into the
Falls
girl.
unconscious as he does it.
Wakes up and he is kissing Anna. Then he collapses unconscious from his head wound. And then we see what I can only say is Anna gets turned on.
Yep.
She gets tidy.
She gets a haircut.
She gets a haircut.
Anna feels this sensation from the kiss.
What is this I'm feeling? Oh, as she's sucking her finger. Why?
Good.
Like
God.
this. Right, get ready, because at this point we've been sitting at about a 5. You know,
End of episode 3.
we're just about 50 degrees and we're about to hit boiling point in a minute.
So we're going to episode 4. Episode 4 opens with Okuma in the hospital bed. Is he on a phone call? He's had a message from Ayame. She sent him a message just saying, like, well done. Brownie points with Anna for saving her. And then Gorke turns up with an apple.
Freshly cut
And-
for him. In nice pieces.
And he's being, like, super nice. Yeah, he's done a complete 180 at this point. And for some reason, Gorke's attitude has completely changed. Hyoka then appears in the window of the hospital. And he's like, why didn't you just use the door? Turns
I've
out
been banned from every hospital.
she's been blacklisted from all hospitals because she kept going in and asking about sex.
Oh,
and
it's the
reproduction.
gynecology bit earlier on where she's like, I just hung outside a gynecologist's office. And then I got blacklisted from it because I kept asking women how babies have been made.
And I believe she also quotes something along the lines of, or somebody quotes along the lines of, meat pickle up an exhaust passage as well. That's another line that they use.
Word for word.
Word for word, that one. She only seemed to like that one.
Look, it comes up. I can't remember who says it, but it comes up.
It's anal. It's not okay. I mean, it is okay, but it's not okay in the show.
We also find
it's
out...
fine. It's plot.
Plot.
It's plot.
Sure.
We find out that Anna hasn't been to visit Okuma since he's been in the hospital, and he's worried that the time that he fell on her and kissed her has completely put her off of him.
They had a chance here. They had a chance to make a plot.
Yeah.
And they decided to go another way with said plot. It was still a plot, but what a way to go with it.
Hyoka says that Anna has, for some reason, turned super strict at school. And she has fully come down on all the graphic material and everything that's been going on. What?
Good choice of words.
Got to come down on.
Wait for it.
We also find out that Otome has joined socks. And the way that they want her or to utilize her artistic skills is to find a way that she can either draw with her feet or her mouth so that she can't be tracked.
And she's been given basically the porno mags, hasn't she? And
But it's not good enough for her.
Yeah, it's not good enough. She needs live subjects and to see it in action.
Otome says that the only way to break this rut she's in is to watch live subjects at it.
Body melding. But we have the whole point where he comes back to school, don't we? And he's in the office with Ayame and, gorilla guy. Gorke, that's the one.
Well, we see that Otome has so far only been able to draw Anna. She just draws pictures of Anna over and over and over again, but that doesn't seem to help. And she says she can't capture Anna's essence in the pictures.
Elegance and beauty.
We cut back to the student council room, and Anna is trying to completely ignore Okuma. I mean, she's talking to him in a civil way, but she is going out of her way to not cross paths with him as much as possible. And we also get the moment when they're cleaning the student council office and they bump into each other, and she gets all flushed in the face and runs out the room. Did anyone see what was coming with her?
No.
Nope.
I was like, this is simmering quite nicely. We're going to have a decent plot.
Okuma arrives at his house, and he goes out onto the balcony, and
look, why?
And on the balcony is a sparkling puddle.
Well, he sees like a shadow there, and then he's like, hello, walks out onto the thing, and there's just a puddle on the floor. What is going on with this? Like, even I went, we might be straying into territory here.
Sparkly puddle.
What was the puddle?
Yeah, what was the puddle, Sheen?
Well, we'll find out. So,
I can't wait until Sheen has to describe these next scenes.
We cut back to the cafe again, and Okuma and Ayame are having a conversation, and Ayame says another quote in this where she says, "So grand is my surprise, it shall make your dick rise."
I love that one. I remember that.
Good God.
There's so many good quotes. These quotes are amazing.
I'm going to use that one.
Yeah.
Ayame has found
saying that to.
It's the grand is
You.
my surprise.
Who are you saying?
It shall make your dick rise.
You.
That's the speech that you give to an army.
If Boris doesn't say this, the next talks.
What, as we're opening up after lockdown? And
Very nice.
very nice.
So Ayame tells Okuma that she's found a map, and this map leads to a treasure trove of exotic, erotic materials and magazines.
Very nice alliteration there, Sheeny.
And
Exotic erotic.
and these materials are different from anything else that they found. These are full on. They're not just softcore mags. These are full on.
M&S softcore mags.
These
are not just any porno mags.
these are the pièce de résistance of porno mags.
They say they've got like elf girls, fantasy, S&M, all that sort of stuff. I made sure I remembered what was going on.
It's like what you've got, but with pointy ears.
And an attitude, because they always have an attitude.
Always.
So, we find out that the reason that this material has been left untouched for so long is because it's on private property. And the guy who used to own it was some sort of sex pest himself.
I thought he was part of the sex terrorist group. So
yeah,
it was like,
he
made porno mags.
That's it, he made the mags. And the government hasn't been allowed to access his land because it's private property. But now that he's died, there's like a time limit on how long it's private for.
Well, no, they went to go and take the stuff from his land because they knew it was there.
Yeah,
but then his son made up the excuse that it was a nature reserve.
That's it, and they couldn't touch the land.
Yeah, it was protected, and they were like, "Well, we'll be back in a couple of weeks then," because apparently a couple of weeks makes it less protected.
So Ayame's plan is that she wants to get tons of the students so turned on and reveal the location of all these erotic mags so that they storm the forest and distract the decency squad so they can swoop in and steal the pornography.
I'd like you to just say that again and think about what you've said.
What?
Just all of it. all of that.
Her
Just
plan-
get them so turned on
Yeah.
that they run to the forest
looking for porn.
to find this treasure.
That's
I
the natural
believe.
place to find porn. I've explained.
He did explain it.
We didn't all-
It's even in the show. It's a worldwide phenomenon. I'm telling you, Google it.
It's not a worldwide
Forest
phenomenon.
porn. I am telling you, Google it.
Forest porn. And you want me to Google that?
I'll Google it. Right
You know
now. Want me to
exactly
Google
what
it
you're
right
going to
now?
get from forest porn.
I'll Google it right
Do
now.
not Google it. Your poor blooming search history.
It's already been ruined. Don't worry about
What are
it.
you on about? He clears it all the time.
That's what incognito mode is for. What are you talking about?
I knew he was going to say in private mode.
In private.
In private.
Why are we sitting here waiting for him
don't
to
know, carry
Google
on.
porn? So we move on.
We're keeping that pause, by the way, because we all sat there in expectation of what he was doing.
Okuma gets home, and in his door are tons and tons of letters sticking out of his mailbox. We don't actually see.
Well, we
what
cut
these
to the
are.
next day when
Yeah.
they're in the cafe talking about the plans.
Well, what they actually do is they start the process of hiding the maps all around the school.
Hold on, we got a giggling Grace.
It's fine.
What'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you
It's
get?
called woods porn. You can Google it yourselves.
It's a genre.
It's a genre.
It's a worldwide thing. You just randomly find porno mags in the woods, like torn pages of it and stuff.
We'll soon know when we go to Japan. We'll go to a wood.
So they start the process of hiding the location of the porn or maps of where the porn may be around the school to
It's
start.
the gigantic vagina cave. Doesn't give it away.
Then we find out that Okuma has a stalker. And when he shows the letter to Ayame, she
She opens it.
she investigates it, and she says the substance used to seal the letter is unusual.
And the substance inside.
And we
As well.
once again we see the sparkly, glittery fluid.
Oh, fluid makes it worse. Makes it so.
Then we cut to Anna's mum.
It's the amount of letters as well. Wait. It's the amount of letters as well, by the way.
Oh, there's a lot.
It's
of
like
letters.
30 letters.
Yeah.
we cut to Anna's mum, and she's giving a speech about the chastity pants and how they're gonna make society better. And how is this gonna make society better? Is the whole focus that if you take away sexual desires, people are just gonna focus more on
Their work. Yep.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is, I think.
because that's the only two things in this world: work and sex.
Yep.
There's no. I thought-
Imagine combining the two.
Yeah, everyone
Oh,
just.
What, you want to be a sex worker?
OnlyFans. Bojo's babes.
If there's a demand out there for us to do one,
There's not. There's not.
They've seen us. There isn't.
There really
please,
isn't.
please tell us and we'll do it.
No. No.
This wee business.
He really wants it.
Well, boys, all I can say is, so grand is my surprise, it will make it tick right.
Instant callback. Oh, God.
See, I found a way to use it.
He's in.
We cut to Hyoka, and she walks into her lab at school, and it's been completely blitzed, wiped clean. Decency Squad has been in there and taken away all of her stuff, her flies, everything. The next bit is the plan devised by Ayame. She decides that Okuma should take Otome home with him so that she's there when Okuma's stalker comes into the room. So he puts a sign outside his door saying, the feelings are mutual, please come in to the store. Why would you do this?
'Cause they need
the
to-
stalker could be anybody.
They need
This
to
is
get
the
their
point where you're
inspiration.
questioning this show.
Like, that's fucking like, why? So it gets to the evening, and
We all knew what was coming, right? We all
Okuma's
knew what was happening.
balcony door slides open, and in walks a shadowed figure. And the
I
shadow,
just thought it was the front door,
the
not
shadow
the balcony.
I think it was the balcony.
No, I
Oh,
think
it might
they
have been
come through the front
It
door.
may well have just been the front door. Oh yeah, because they would have read the note on the door, and then they took the note down, didn't they? They read it,
yeah.
took the note down, because that's relevant. And
You can just say who it is. Just say it, because what's about to happen?
Anna pins Okuma down, and then she starts stripping
Raping
off.
him.
Tying him up as well.
Raping.
Yeah, she puts
Pants over his head.
her underwear that she was currently wearing over his eyes, and
Soaked.
he even comments that yes, it was very wet and moist.
And cold. So God knows how long that's been going on.
And she
Rapes him.
goes through the process of trying to have sex with him. Okuma, he gets the Okuma gets the panties off of his head, looks to his left, and Otome is peeking from the cupboard.
Going, go on, keep going. It's like, what?
Just a bit more. She's proper in ecstasy herself.
Does anybody want to talk about the fact that they reference him getting an erection
Was an
with a
elephant
seal?
trunk. Oh yes, it was a seal.
With a seal, just going, I fucking love that bit.
And she manages to get his pants off.
We see full on boob here.
Yeah, she
Full
do.
on nipple.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, a bit like High School DxD.
Yeah.
And she's completely nude herself.
Yep.
And she's just about to, put it in.
Well, we know what's happening there.
And Ayame walks in. And she turns around, she's like, you didn't put the note on your front door. I thought the plan was for you to put the note
Turn on the light.
door.
Guess who's there?
Turns on the light.
God.
Anna's there. She's like...
Doesn't get embarrassed or anything.
No,
she's
just like
50-50.
Well, she's just like, no, you've walked in and caught me like this. And then she just leaves.
I don't know whether to feel embarrassed or turned on. I was like, what's going on with this?
And she ends up leaving, and Ayame turns to Okuma. He's trying to say, like, what the fuck's happened? And she sees his penis, and the episode ends. And we go into episode 5.
No, I love the fact that she fucks off. And they're like, why are you? And then looks down and it's just a seal. It pulls up with a seal again going, again. And it's just like, oh, God.
This was when you really understood what this anime was about. The end of this episode
Took
4.
this long? Really?
Well, no, this is when it pushed it to that next extreme.
It was sitting near simmering, and then it just went to boiling point and
That's
it
when they
bubbled
took it to
over.
that next level. And we go on to episode 5.
Did they literally turn around, the producers of this, and just go, do you know what? I don't think it's smart enough yet. I think we need extra. We need to put more in than this.
But it turns away from smut to just like, it's just pure filth, isn't it? Like,
It's just
from this,
etchy.
From this moment on, it just turns like the plots are just left behind.
I don't know. The plots are still there.
Do you think?
It's just that they go, do you know what? The plot, we'll put that behind all of the...
No one's here for that. No one's
I don't know.
watching this.
I was there for the plot. I stayed for the plot.
The plot.
Came for the edgy, stayed for the plot.
So episode 5 opens with Ayame and Okuma, and they're walking along to school the next day. And Ayame's like being super shy with Okuma since what happened when she saw his seal. And
It's the fact that she's like, that's the first time I've ever seen something like that as well. I was like, oh, okay.
and she also can't believe that Anna did what she did.
And he's like, it never happened.
He's trying to pretend that...
Well, it never happened
yeah,
for him.
that it didn't happen. He's trying to play it off. We cut to the student council room. And Anna walks up to Ayame and Okuma, and she hands them cookies.
Do you know what, right?
Right?
I'm okay. I'm even
No,
okay.
Don't say
with-
you're okay with the cookies.
No, I'm okay with the previous episode. This is where it goes too far for me.
So
This is too much.
Okuma starts eating the cookies, and he references that they taste different.
Good.
And
but different.
good but different. And Anna says, of course they taste good.
They're made with my love nectar.
So he spits out the cum cookie.
Cum cookie.
And
I mean, to be fair, he's right. He is right.
there's no more to be said about that scene.
Thank-
really.
thank you.
She feeds
Yep,
him.
let's
She
move
feeds.
on.
She feeds him the cum cookie. He spits out the cum cookie.
He looks
And washes
shocked as
out his
hell
mouth.
and washes out his mouth.
And Ayame says to Okuma that she can't find the difference between lust and love at the minute. She thinks she's head over heels in love with Okuma when really it is just lust. I think it's a bit of everything.
I think it's a bit of everything, yeah.
Yeah. She's just full on fucking psycho.
Oh, she's a mentalist.
Yeah.
Yeah. She needs flashbacks.
Okuma says to Ayame that he doesn't like this side of Anna and that he was in love with innocent Anna. The Anna that was all for decency and good.
It's the fact that Ayame's like, well, think about it this way. Now you're fine. You can get in with her. And it's like,
Yeah.
this is not why he liked her.
Well,
It
they're
is
on
literally
the
what he
roof
says.
discussing this, and then Anna turns up and smashes through the
Metal fence.
metal fencing and holds a pair of scissors to Ayame's throat and says that those two have been getting too close and having too much of a conversation, and she's getting jealous.
And the fact that she turned up last night when, for some reason,
she references that as well.
for no reason.
IMA explains that Okuma was just trying to get some information as to
What you like.
as to Anna. She plays it off and was like, oh, he only wanted to find out more about you through me. So she accepts this, walks away, throws the scissors up in the air.
They land right between his crotch.
They land right between Okuma's crotch.
Fucking nuts, by the way, at this point. Like, she's gone fucking proper psycho off the edge.
We get to the cafe again, and we see Otome drawing tons of porn using her mouth, pencil in the mouth.
Yeah.
And she's just she's got past the writer's block because of what happened that night, and she's just she's drawing fast as well, isn't she?
Real fast.
We cut back to Okuma again, and he's hiding porn in the school again. They do this constantly, right? So he's just walking around school and he's hiding porn in the school again. And then Anna turns up again and says that he looks thirsty.
Needs his water.
And she hands him a bottle of sparkling
Love
fluid.
nectar.
Yeah, she gives him cum water. What do you want me to call it?
That'll do. Like I said, I feel like the show went, do you know what? We can push it a little bit further. And then after this episode went, we probably pushed it
with
too far.
a bottle of lowland spring water? Yeah.
Highland Spring.
It's the lowlands.
We get this mini montage of Anna just constantly harassing Okuma. So the next day, she decides that she's fed up of giving him her love nectar and she wants to try his love nectar.
Oh, that's where it comes from. I thought so. Let's go.
Yeah, he looks down and she's like, I knew that's where your love nectar was.
You're letting her try that, right?
Yes.
You're right, you are.
It's just a nod. Just a nod.
This is high school, man. I just add. Thank you.
Because she's constantly harassing him, Okuma ends up accidentally dropping his bag with the map to the forest in it and all the porn and that, and Hyoka walks past and finds it.
And he says to Ayame, doesn't he, that it's impossible for him to do any of
He said
the job.
he can't find any free time. Anna's just constantly harassing him. He has no free time to do anything. And she understands. She's like, that's fine. Don't worry about doing that for now. Then we cut to Anna's mum again, Sophia. I've actually wrote her name down for once. Sophia, and she's decided to increase the force at the school. So the decency squad have upped their game, shall we say.
Well, they're having a signing, aren't they? A national signing.
To vote on whether or not chastity belts are a good, pants are a good idea.
On the same day that they were going to storm the forest, in essence.
Yeah, the exact same day. So the speech is happening on the exact day that they wanted to storm the forest.
Because she knew that was going to happen. She knew that they were going to try something with the forest.
So IMA takes it upon herself to go to the forest now. She says, we haven't got the time to do what we were going to originally do. I'm going to go now.
On her own against the entire decency squad. Which,
and she wants to leave Okuma
suicide.
behind. She's like, stay behind. I've got this. They get to the forest and they think all is lost when they see the amount of guards there when Hyoka turns up. And she's brought with her the entire student body.
She's luring them there, may I just add, like a Pied Piper with her porn. The porno Pied Piper.
I'm glad you didn't say porno piper.
Porno Piper.
The porno Pied Piper with all of those dirty mags that she's just chucking dirty pictures with like maps behind her. And they're like, quick, we've got to get to the forest.
And so she's organised this forest break-in, but then she stitches the guys up.
Yep.
She gets the girls to blame the guys
It was the only way.
for harassing them.
It was the only way.
The decency squad all run after the guys and leave all the girls behind.
Who now can go looking for porno?
So yeah, the girls break into the forest because there's nobody guarding it, and they start rummaging around for porn in the forest. Anna appears again.
At the signing, and the signing is completely empty of people because they've all gone to the forest looking for porn.
So Anna's gone and turned up at the forest. She goes after Blue Snow, and we get another Terminator scene where they're chasing each other through the forest. Then she bumps into Okuma in his attire, and she pushes him off of the cliff. Well, she gets a feeling, doesn't
Well,
she?
no, she turns around and she's like, look, she's after me. She's going to catch me.
Yeah.
You don't have to get involved in this. Pushes him off the cliff and he falls into what I can only equate to
vagina.
as a vagina cave.
It's a vagina.
The porn cave.
Yeah, vagine cave.
Yeah, so he lands in
It's
there.
a cave exactly the same.
And did we get that like moment where he finds something and he's like, "Ooh."
Yeah, he
it's
is.
lingerie.
It's lingerie,
And
and
he
it's
puts it
also
on.
yep.
Like the garter belt and
Well,
stockings.
we need to remember that he finds the
school
porno stash, doesn't he? And then he's like, do I go along with this, or do I go back to what I wanted to do, or do I go and help? Because he was like, I don't want to be a terrorist, or do I want to be a sex terrorist? Doesn't he?
And
He
he
has that
decides
moment.
to save Ayame
Yeah, because IMA's being
because Anna's caught her.
and strangling her up against a tree.
She's
Stop it.
Just thinking, it's not a sex terrorist. Surely it's a sextraterrestrial.
Your contributions are noted.
So Anna's got Ayame, and Okuma turns up, and he decides he's going to save Ayame, and he's wearing his
What a get up, by the way, this is.
yeah.
It's the school shoes that set it off.
Yeah.
And Anna, for some reason, can't fight him because her lust takes over.
It's the slow camera pan as well, by the way, up from his school shoes to his knee-high boot, like his knee-high socks, stockings,
Stockings
to then
a garter
his
belt.
underpants and guy belt. Yeah, and then
Bare ass
suspenders.
bottom. That's the garter belt part, yeah.
And then what's on his head? I think he's got underwear, isn't he?
got underwear on.
Like
Just
black
again,
underwear, though.
Black underwear. And Anna's lust
And
takes over.
I am. Oh, this is blue snow.
be
I
determined.
am to be determined.
Anna can't fight him because she's so full of lust for this other person, and she can't understand why
She's like,
she's in love.
Oh,
or lust
it looks
for somebody
exactly the
else.
same as Okuma's body. And then
And
she
the
misses.
the scent is the same as well. But
Yeah.
so she throws herself off of a cliff.
We need to talk about why she throws herself off a cliff.
Please
But
divulge.
what happens? No, you're the one that needs to do this. There's no way I can say that. Well, fine, fuck it. She basically makes a cum rainbow as she goes off of the...
Cumbo.
Cumbo. Cumbo. Get your Cumbo here.
I don't want that one. I don't want combo, I'm good. Not buying that at the mart.
It's a mighty spicy combo.
Why is it spicy?
This might be the full-on, like, plumbing boys break that we all expected to happen.
Got nothing left.
I got nothing. It's the fact that it goes off like a sprinkler as she jumps off a cliff
And spirals.
and spirals, yep,
Doing barrel rolls all the way down.
and makes a rainbow. So literally, she can't punch him.
Weirdest Team Rocket blast off you've ever seen.
Coming off again.
But that ain't a cat.
It's a pussy.
It's a different type of payday.
We knew it was going to happen, boys. This is the break of the show. That's done it.
So, after she's thrown herself off the cliff, Ayame and Okuma managed to get away, and they managed to take with them 20 erotic books. That's all they managed to steal from the man cave.
And damn sexy underwear as well.
Jim's into it.
They give it to Otome, and she goes off on one again, and she's just drawing tons and tons of more explicit porn now, and different genres. We find out, though, that them boycotting the signing of this bill didn't work, because the students have been... all the students that attended the forest have been forced to sign the bill, because obviously they were at the forest, they broke the law, so they had no choice.
So they were like, sign this or else you're in trouble, in essence.
Then we get to the final plan that Blue Snow, or Ayame, has, and she wants to disrupt the rally from Anna's mum. And she wants to show live porn during the ceremonial.
He's remembering the combo.
She steals all of the boxes and boxes full of signatures and replaces them with pornography. And then to celebrate this, they have a hand spank.
That's a high five. You know it.
It's a hand spank. And the episode ends with them running away from the Decency Squad, and Okuma
He realises
references-
he accepts it now that he's a.
Well, they escape on a hot air balloon,
It's a hot air balloon.
but what is it? It is just. Is it
It's just a couple of fucking balloons with a piece of a plank between it.
So they escape on this hot air balloon, and Okuma realizes that he's enjoying himself and he's having a lot of fun. And we cut to episode 6. We're nearly there. Last one.
Thank God.
It opens with lots of guys looking at porn. These openings to these episodes are fantastic. And we find out that Ayame wants to make sex toys. Yes, that's right. That's this episode. She wants to make lube, first of all. So
Yeah,
they decide to make...
cornstarch and
And they
water.
give you a recipe on how to make lube.
Cornstarch and
I'm going
water.
to try it.
Cornstarch.
Going to see if it works.
You let me know how that goes.
Oh, well. I'll have a look. I'll see how that goes.
And this is when she rested... I don't even know what I was going to say then.
Go on.
This is when she says that the government are tracking people who masturbate. She references this.
Yeah, for the hand movements.
Yeah, the hand movements. So, like, making lube isn't going to help, really, because they're still going to track your hand movements. But I've got another reference from her as well. She also screams out at this moment, save cocks and socks. But just these one-liners.
There are so many good one-liners.
She also talks about vibrators, and she specifically says she wants to make a vibrator for men, and then he's like, those don't exist.
Yeah, they do.
I was waiting for you to say something.
I did notice the look over
Let
the
me
shoulder.
tell you they do.
And she says that she thinks it's a good idea to ask Hyoka to make love eggs for them. Are you okay, James?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm actually fine with this.
And then we start the making of the lube process. This is all happening inside the cafe, with the cafe owner just chilling out.
Sitting having coffee. Lovely drink while they're making lube
And
in the
she
background.
makes a jelly slab, cuts a slit in it.
Puts the lube in, the dude puts his finger in, and it feels fine, I guess. And then
And she
it
looks
gets
at
eaten?
No, she looks at him and goes, "Ooh, you diddle quite well."
And then it gets eaten.
And then they eat it, and they say that it's got two purposes. It's for pleasure, and it's an edible toy.
You're not eating that afterwards, are you? I mean, we've all eaten things we've put our dick in, but not food.
I was going to say, it depends. If you only put your fingers in it.
What? Sometimes, Jim,
So-
when a man loves a woman, you just got to stop in the middle.
No, they hold hands.
When a man...
One balloon's distance apart.
One balloon, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, one balloon distant apart. And then, you got to stop, pause,
Engage.
and then
It's bloody rugby now.
you diddle
Quite well.
quite well.
Lube, Jenkins.
So we get the process of them making awful toys. They make one that's too hot, too cold,
3 little bits.
It's fucking 3 little bears of porn.
quite scratchy.
Quite scratchy.
Scratchy the bear. We all know that one.
He was the bear that had an STI.
You're not going in his bed.
Everyone has been.
Who's
That's the
coming
point.
in my bed?
We cut to Hyoka, and she has made the love eggs. And she's also naked under her lab coat.
Why?
So Okuma's
got
standing
wet.
there trying to have a
got wet.
conversation with her. And yeah, she does. She says that she got wet and she had to just get naked.
Cool.
Put on a lab coat while her clothes dry. It's very normal.
I'm alright with it.
It's
And she says to him that in payment for making these vibrating eggs, she wishes to see his sausage.
Never happens, thank goodness.
She tries to take his pants off, and Anna walks in, gets a little bit thingy, and they play it off that he was making a present for her. So she takes the love egg, and he says that it's a power stone.
It's definitely a power stone. It's definitely got some powers. Oh god, like this entire episode with the
So she takes the love egg and she turns it into a pendant to put round her neck, and it hangs between her breasts.
and she beads it up as well, doesn't she? She puts like
It makes a lovely necklace.
gems on and stuff like that.
We cut to the cafe again, and Okuma is talking about the fact that Anna has the love egg. And he says, we've got to get it back because they ended up breaking the other one because they stuck it inside a aubergine or something.
Yep.
Yeah, they were experimenting.
They were fucking
putting them
around
in
with
vegetables.
it. Yeah. And it broke because they put the power up too high and it
Exploded.
yeah. We cut back to Anna again, and Okuma accidentally sets off the love egg while they're in the student council room.
Well, he's got the controller, hasn't he? And then the controller doesn't
The
work.
remote goes faulty.
Yep.
And it doesn't work, and it sets the love egg off. Instantly turns Anna on.
This is an
know that.
entire episode of just her chasing him.
Yeah.
This is the worst Scooby-Doo episode I've ever
He,
seen.
I don't know.
He runs to... Well, IMA doesn't want anything to do with it. She thinks that he set that off on purpose. Mm-hmm. So she just leaves and walks out and says, like, this is your fucking problem, you deal with it. He runs to Hyoka and he's like, I need you to fix the remote, help. And Anna's outside the door. There's like this weird scene of her outside the door as well, isn't there? Where she's just...
Yep.
Yeah. He gets away because it turns out that she can't fix it without actually having the love egg to fix it. So he runs away. He bumps into Otome, who instantly dobs him in and is like, he's right here, come and get him, because she wants more material to draw. So she just wants him to get caught so she can watch.
We're letting you run with this.
Yeah.
Gorke turns up and he drags Okuma back to Anna and is like, Anna wants to see you, we need to go and see her. Back in the student council room, Anna's standing there trying to be normal while he asks Gorke if anything would seem different about Anna, and Gorke says...
Vibrating more than usual, but,
That's
but
it.
it was still normal.
More than usual, though.
And she's standing in the student council room and her chest is vibrating like crazy. She
Perhaps
pins...
one bullets going in between them.
She pins him back down again, goes to grab his seal, and grabs the remote accidentally.
Starts
Yeah.
jerking it off.
Jerking the remote off, accidentally then turns it up. It slips off of her chest. No, she puts her chest onto his crotch.
Yeah.
It starts vibrating his crotch. He starts then
Getting
coming
close.
to climax.
I'm getting warm.
He gets to the point where he's just about to climax, and the egg breaks just before he popped. Are you okay?
I'm just listening to Sheeny fanfic.
And
Right, this is good.
Anna it cuts away. It cuts back to Anna again another day, and she's begging him to get her a new
Gem's
Pa-
Power
Power
Stone.
Stone. And it ends with Anna getting jealous and choking him a little bit.
Yep.
And that's the end of the episode.
Yep.
So we're 6 episodes down. How are we
Lie
feeling?
down. It's always in.
We're 6 episodes
There's
in.
no good word for it, is there?
None of this series.
So how are we finding it so far?
I love it. It's great. Fantastic. Probably goes a little bit too far in these 2 episodes, but I'm okay with it. I'm following the plot.
Does it go too far?
No, I don't think it does.
I think
And
it
no-
sets its pace and its premise, and it
One
fucking
thing-
sticks to it.
One thing this show has is really good pacing. I was very surprised.
None of the episodes they do formulate a series of.
It gets
To
worse
follow
and worse
stories.
and worse. But
The last episode
paces so
obviously
well.
makes no sense, but we'll come to that when we review that.
Yeah.
But it paces well. It follows on from each episode. It sticks to its fucking guns of how smutty it's gonna be. Okay,
Oh, and I
some of
love
the
that.
some of
I
the,
do love that.
the glistening cum.
We
is,
could do with
bit overdone.
bit over.
But then it gets worse
It's when
later
she's
on.
walking home and it's puddles down the road.
It gets worse later on with that, and
Oh,
and the
yeah.
quantity seems to increase later on as well.
Yeah.
But so far, would we be more than willing to watch another 6 episodes?
I've already watched
We're
Based
it.
on what we've
invested
seen.
right now. aren't
I've
we?
watched it like twice.
Right, you're
3
invested.
times.
Like you said, like after episode 1, you were like, "What the fuck's this? I don't think I want to watch anymore." But after
You
6
watched it.
after 6. How did you feel?
I don't want to watch it, but at the same time, I wanted to watch it.
See,
Yeah.
that's what it does to you. You're like, I quite enjoy this. Like it
It's
doesn't.
just, it's like you say, every now and then there's just a line that comes out and you're like,
But yeah,
yeah, that one. That's why I'm here.
IMA, and
Makes this.
IMA makes this with her one-liners.
Yeah.
And Okuma makes this with his personality.
Yep.
Those two make this, and even Anna makes this as well with just how psychotic she gets. Mm-hmm. It just brings it all together.
I like Gorky as well.
Gorky with his complete like ignorance of everything around him and what's going on, and obviously he develops and becomes
Yeah.
even funnier later on. Otome is funny. with her drawing and her.
All of the characters are great.
They are great.
All of them.
They are great.
And the plot, even though it's...
The voice acting's great.
Yeah.
It is great. Like,
Yeah.
it follows the tone exactly. You couldn't voice act this in a live action.
Oh, fucking hell.
Like...
Imagine the live action of this.
We'll put out a cast list.
We'll do it on our OnlyFans.
We'll start a Kickstarter. Let's get a live action version going.
I just think that...
So big the surprise.
I-
It'll make your dick rise.
and that'll be on the movie poster. But I really like this, and actually there's a good story here. I actually really like the story behind this.
Yeah.
Like the whole premise of, sexual and naughty talk has been
You
bad.
just don't see it. Like, it's just funny.
Yeah.
It's just pure funny. Yes, okay, they're combining school again with sex comedy, like we said at the start. That's two things that shouldn't go together, but you accept it because it's an anime. So
Yeah.
I was okay with it, it's fine. Like, we've seen it before.
Yeah.
It's been different for us. Although it's one of those things that if you had on in the
at
front
least they
living
didn't
room...
do the weird shit that High School of the Dead did with,
Go
with
on.
the young girl character.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's
Yeah.
right.
And the
Yeah,
guy
yeah,
and the
yeah.
guy character. Do you know what I mean? At least they didn't do that sort of weird shit. It's kept its tone. Even though it was a smutty tone, it kept to that level
Yeah.
that you didn't look at and go,
Well, the first episode sets it up. It's like, this is what you're about to watch. So...
Okay, it does decrease. Like in smut.
Oh,
It
yeah.
gets
It
worse,
gets
and worse,
worse.
and worse, and worse, and it continues that downward spiral.
Is it a case you start at that level and you accept it, and then the next bit it rises and you just accept the rises as they go?
It's not a right. You slide down that slippery,
Well,
glistening
yeah.
slope.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but you're like, I'm okay with this. Right.
And on that note, all you summoners can join us next time, where we will be reviewing the episode 7 to 12 of Shimoneta. If you've got any questions or queries, or just want to see what we're up to, you can join us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at How Not to Summon. I've been Sheeny Senpai.
I've been Jim.
I've been Grayson.
See you later.
See ya.
Ta-ra.
That slippery slope.
Yeah.
Stop it.
「よくさい真夏